All right, good evening, everybody, and welcome back to another one of our member journey shares. And tonight it gives me great pleasure to welcome this gentleman, Mr. Ben Peters from Sydney. How are you, Ben?
Good, thank you, my brother.
That's
Charlie.
Good. That's good. Now, Ben, you're right out in the very far west of Sydney. What's the suburb again?
Geez. It's called Leonay.
Leonay, that's right.
Basically Penrith to all the people. Blue Mountains.
Oh, yep. No, I think most people got a fair idea where you are. And mate, thanks for making some time tonight to come and share a little bit of your story, because I think it would certainly give some inspiration to some other lads out there who may be doing it, going through some tough times. But I was just looking on the on my system, Ben, and it looks like you enrolled back in March of 17th of March 2024. So probably coming up to about 18 months ago now. When we first spoke, mate, you weren't in a very good way. And I think you mentioned it was 8 months before we even spoke. You had an accident where you ended up falling off a ladder at your home, yeah?
Yeah, mate, that's right.
And
yep.
Yeah, now, and you know, a lot of injuries from that. You fell a long way. How far was it, by the way? Close to 10 or something?
They predicted 10 metres. Yep.
Okay. And by trade, Ben, you're a Sparky by trade, right?
Yes.
Okay, but at the same time, mate, haven't worked since that accident.
Nah, except for cleaning my house and the toilet. Yeah.
A few other things. And so, mate, what I gather is, you know, from the time you had the accident, and I think from memory, mate, you spent like a night out in your back, like on the pavement, waiting for some help before any help came as well. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I can give it a bit of a better rundown if you like.
Just the basics.
Yeah, I was a electrical contractor, had my own company. As I sit now, behind me is my front window, I would say, but if I looked that way, and as I said, I live in the Blue Mountains, so I live on a slope.
Mm-hmm.
So out that way, my house slopes down. Yeah, I had to have a week off between contracts for starting a new contract. So I was just blowing the gutter, you would say. Clearly that's what I was doing. But I had an extension ladder up. Anyway, long story short, I was way above the roof to get over that. Ladder slipped out, got tangled up, somehow smashed my head, and that's the last thing I remember. But I live alone. I had a divorce a couple of years before, but I broke a lot of things from that fall, you would say. But I knocked myself out so badly. I was just knocked out and woke up the next day.
Bottom line is, mate, we're lucky to have you here. You know,
lucky.
Well, then lucky, mate. That's the word.
I know.
That happened. That happened in August of 23, and you didn't join the Change Thinking program until March of 24. So you've probably got about 8 months there between the accident and coming on board. Is that just a blur for you, or do you know what was going on in that period?
Not overly, Charlie. Like, I'm quite sure when I'm still not sure how I met you. I'd imagine probably just stumbling across you maybe on Facebook. I really don't know.
I think just scrolling through Facebook and saw one of my ads. And I remember the very first night we spoke, mate, it was well over 2 hours.
We went for a long time, I know that.
And I think the call left you with a bit of belief for the first time, yeah?
Yeah. But probably not belief to you, because I probably didn't make no sense. Because back then I couldn't speak, and that was probably 6 months, I would say, after the fall. and I really couldn't speak.
And
I was delusional.
Mhm.
Yeah, there was not much going right with me. Like, yeah,
And
and a lot of you would say lots of people say you have 5 friends. Nice, nice. A lot of people say you have like 5 good friends. You really realize you don't have really many friends when you get injured. And I'll say this to people that are probably listening to this because you really don't have friends. Could be 9 out the back, but then I'm over that. But I'm above the roof anyway, blowing the gutters down. So
I don't know,
that's
but if you
why,
stand on a 10-meter board and look down, mate, it's
yeah,
scary. Yeah.
that's why they've said 10 meters. Slipped out. I don't remember much. The only thing I can honestly remember is the the thud.
And
Uh,
can you just run off some of the other injuries you copped during that?
yep. Yeah. But anyway, the injuries were I broke both wrists. Look at my hands anyway. Look at them. Yeah. Good life. What else did I break? I broke all my ribs down here. Broke my tailbone. Oh no, I just like had big cuts down my legs. Can't really think of anything else, but I smashed my head extremely badly.
Okay,
Like,
well, let's just take us up. So at some stage one night you would have been scrolling through Facebook. You've come
yep,
across my ad,
yep.
and
Because I couldn't really speak probably for a long time. Everyone
and
thought
the
I was
cause I
coping.
posed was that you're going through a bit of a rough patch,
Mm-hmm.
and then you connected with me, and I think we type chatted for a little while before we eventually got on a call, and then ended up speaking for a couple of hours. And you know when you're on a phone call and you can hear a sense of hope in the voice because you were down and out, Benno, yeah.
Oh,
And
you can answer that. You can answer that.
yeah, and you're very scattered. You're all over the shop with your thinking, and you weren't in a good space. Um, but to your credit, mate, you put your head down, you started working through it, and I think another person, where you probably spent more time having chats than doing content. And I remember thinking with yourself, and very much the same, I suppose, for anybody, any coach. But as a coach, what we're trying to do is help you to believe in yourself. And I know when we first started, mate, you weren't believing in yourself at all. Um,
Yeah,
you had a
100%.
very bleak outlook for yourself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you remember when you first started to think, "Hang on, I'm making some progress here"?
Oh, I could never put a date on it. No. No, I couldn't. Sorry.
I didn't expect a date, but an incident or what you were doing at the time, or when you sort of first convinced yourself that, "Hang on, I couldn't do that recently. I can do that now." Because you're on the pathway to recovery. And if you can't, you can't. That's okay.
No,
Um,
I just really, yeah, I can't honestly say that, but I don't know. It just at some stage, I really started like getting more involved in your group. And then at some stage, I just took it more on board and started really, I guess, sucking up my shit. And I really, it's not just my shit, but I really started reaching out to other people too.
yeah, you did, and credit to
And
you because I
and then I started realizing, man, my shit, like, because I started getting better mentally,
yep.
you would say, physically, yes, but mentally better. Because whatever the date was, you just said, I guess people won't understand. because I couldn't even speak properly. I couldn't even string words together when I would have spoken to you at the start.
And I remember at one stage, Ben, you were a bit bedridden, yeah, at one point.
Yeah. Well, but I do remember once, I don't think I'd have gotten out of bed, Charlie, for about 2, maybe 3 weeks. Without exaggeration, I wouldn't have even eaten. And then Charlie, and I'll just say that, Charlie McCullough gets in contact with me and goes, "What the fuck?" Rang me back after, like, listening to this. It might have been one of our courses. And he was fucking probably disgusted or whatever. Everyone was shattered listening, or I still don't remember how it really happened. But I know whatever happened, Charlie just goes, "Oh, fuck me." And then Charlie rang me back in 10 minutes. And he goes, "I'm giving you 10 minutes. Get in the fucking shower. I'm Zoom meeting you to make sure you're cooking food because
Did I say that?
if you, I don't know if you said that.
Or get the fuck out of bed and have a shower.
No, he said you must get out of bed because that's fucking disgusting if you haven't been out of bed in 3 weeks. Tomorrow you must show me that you've washed your sheets. But you got me out of bed. Because I was just such a miserable cunt. And it got the fire. It got the fire in my belly.
And the reason why I've asked you to come on, Ben, is it's been such a spectacular turnaround from when I first spoke to you.
It's a bit of a roller coaster. I'm just giving you shit that you can play with.
So not only was the challenges of getting your health back, both physically, you had surgery on your toe, you had surgery on your knee, you turned up one night for the Q&A and you're in absolute tears and having a real tough time of it. But you showed up 2 weeks later, I think, as a brand new person and shocked everybody, with the comeback. But, through all of this, mate, you've got an ex-partner that has been alienating you from your daughter as well. Many, 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 many fathers experience, particularly after a breakup, and that's the being alienated from your kids, Ben. And this has hit you pretty hard, mate. And I, don't expect you to go into any great depths about that, but it's had a big impact, yeah.
No, of course it has.
Of course it has, and we've sat there many nights just discussing it, and what you could do, and strategies you could take, and this struggle is sort of separate to the physical struggles for you, but we've seen you do it hard with the health, and we've seen you do it hard with this unfair and unjust situation you find yourself in now. Your daughter is
almost 12.
And it's been probably good up to 6 to 8 months, man, since you've had any regular contact, yeah?
I haven't spoken to her yet in 8 months.
Yeah, and due to the intervention of your ex, who's clouding your thinking. But so, any advice you'd give out to the guys who also find themselves in this spot, Ben? I know it's tough on everyone.
Just don't do anything fucking stupid. Honestly, that's the only advice I can give, boys. I've been on ABOs, and then I've been told by my ex-wife, I just put you on them because I just wanted you out of the house. I live in Sydney, so a lot of the tunnel work, a lot of
government projects, whatever they might be.
All of that industry, and that's where the big dollars are. That's where I made big dollars. No, I can't go on them because I have a criminal record. When I had a knee replacement, she swapped cars with me. We swapped cars. But there's always a trick. There's always a trick, boys. You always have to understand. They will always trick you. September 25. So October 24, I had a knee replacement. I have a Ford Ranger manual. So I had a left knee replacement and obviously I couldn't drive for a while. I forgot. Have you got like any kind of criminal charges? I mean, it's a stupid question, but like, do you? And I go,
Only because of you.
are you fucking stupid or something? Like, yeah, of course I do. And she goes, why? I go, because you put me on an AVR. And the cops charged me and I had to plead guilty or go to jail because of COVID. And she goes, oh, you know, I only made that up.
Yes, we're aware you only made it up.
Just so you get out of the house. I didn't actually charge you. Maybe the police did. Who gives a fuck who charged me?
How many stations?
I got fucking charged. I have a criminal record now.
So,
I said, why don't you go? I said to her on the phone, why don't you go and renege it? Oh, no, I can't do that.
I would look bad, right?
And if I didn't fall and because that all happened at the same time. Sorry if that makes no sense to you guys or maybe a woman that might be listening. If all that didn't happen at the same time, I wouldn't have shut my company down. And if I didn't shut my company down, it wouldn't have mattered anyway because I'd still be fucked.
Yeah, you'd
Because
be going
that
down.
was my bread and butter. All those
And so
contracts.
she's got no comprehension of the impact of the actions that she took to get you out of the house. And this, you know, so listeners, this is why the situation's so bad in this country because, you know, the laws have been pushed to the point where, you know, these blokes are up against it, and it's lies and deception and it's character assassination that happens time and time again, and so often, you know, it's not the truth. But Ben, we'll have to keep it moving. Mate, it's been extraordinary to watch your progress, and it continues before my eyes, even over the weekend. Now, yours was an injury, but you've also had the parent alienation and some other challenges as well. But, you know, if you're a guy out there who's sitting there thinking, what am I going to do? Or, you know, what would be your advice?
Man, I think anyone, if it's regarding with you, anyone needs to speak to Charlie MacArthur. Charlie MacArthur is like almost my best friend.
Get that money into
And
your bank account.
on it, I swear to God, it's no word of a lie.
No, very
And,
kind words, mate.
Now I'm gonna fucking cry because it doesn't
That's
matter what time of the day or night I ring this bloke.
It does.
Yeah, it does. Sometimes he might be rubbing his wife's foot. Fucking, he'll ring me back later. This
Good on
this
you,
bloke never won't get back in contact with you.
Oh, I try, man. I try. But
he never won't stop talking. And I don't know how many people are in his course. And I'm assuming there's a lot. But a lot of people don't do it.
don't talk to me as much as you do, mate. That's also the truth.
Yep. But they really don't. They really don't do it, or they just do it because they have to. The man,
Someone do it because they have to.
Charlie is my fucking brother. That's all gone. But we won't be able to go fishing at the end of the year because Charlie doesn't fish and XRP's doing poop.
Too much of a chance.
Huh?
I want to go fishing with is Lee Laker.
Fucking cried, cunt. Why'd you make me cry?
But they're happy tears, man. They're happy tears.
Oh, I don't give a fuck. I
We've had some
haven't
good
cried
outcomes.
for ages. I like crying anyway. Feel
Good
better
stuff.
when I cry.
Benno, thanks for your time. So, fellas out there who have been listening, another great story, another great outcome from the Change Thinking program is this man's story. And as I said, the fight back continues, and it just keeps breaking new ground each week. So it's fantastic. So, look, anyone out there, if you're going through a hard time, look, any turnaround starts with a conversation first and foremost. Yep. You're under no obligation to get on a call. So click that Calendly link that I'm going to put up on the screen fairly soon. Book a call and let's have a chat, see where you're at. Happy to give you.
If you get picked on because you're a ranger, Charlie was half a ranger, still kind of ranger.
Not sure
He
about that.
knows the deal. If you get picked on, if you're adopted, we're brothers, mate.
Oh, good stuff. Lino, thanks again, man. Appreciate your efforts. Love having you on the program. And folks out there, guys, book a call. Let's get started. Speak soon, everybody. Take care. See you, Benno.